There's nothing quite like a fight at the Empire Fight Camp. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. And here he is. Bud Terrence Crawford, one of the Hitman, Ricky Hatton, fighting out of Manchester, United Kingdom, one of the most beloved fighters in English boxing history.
Look at this. These fighters are so up for it. Look at that.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence "Bud" Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing from Manchester, England, a popular and exciting junior welterweight and welterweight champion of the world, Ricky Hitman Hatton.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
Listen, when you've got two people that want to fight, two fighters that really dislike each other, you're going to get more than a fight.
What a great venue, and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. The time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. He didn't take that jab well at all. They exchange punches. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Trying to land that jab. Good counter punching. You believe what we are seeing. These two were made for each other. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. This is not good news for Ricky Hatton. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. Here we go for round 2. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving a man a chance that shouldn't have one.
Had a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Punch, counter punch. That hook won't score. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it.
Sometimes I've been in with fighters that don't know what to do, don't have to break it down. Then they get a little dirty.
Well done with that counter shot. Crawford in trouble. That was the moment.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Every second, every...
Nice defense with that jab. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. It's all offense all the time. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Both men step back for just a moment. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You'd like to see more jabs. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's a very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. He threw a punch and just got countered. He's willing to go where the other fighter won't. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A perfect counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? And he scores with the counter. Nice defense on that hook. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Time for the 5th round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think...
How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
I've got to see...
1, 2, 3, 4, and you're okay.
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is certainly considering maybe throwing in the towel after their fighter got dropped twice.
Unbelievable heart, knocked down twice.
Shane, what you doing? You switched off completely. I need you to focus on what you...
The jab's working nice. Those 1-2 straight down.
Come on, do you want to win this fight?
There's the bell for round 6. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
It's all offense all the time. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he catch you.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Figure out the combination to this safe.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. You'd like to see more jabs. And they block the right uppercut. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Somebody...
Come on, big. Don't worry about
You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Back and forth they go. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Blocks the left uppercut. Both men step back for just a moment. Both want a knockout, you can tell. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You can't leave it up to
this round.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. They blocked the left there. Ricky Hatton has been clipped. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. Every time they throw a shot, you know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. The three judges agree. What a lovely afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to rumble here at Empire Fight Camp. My name is Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend?
It's the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, turned pro at the young age of 16 years old, and by the age of 20, Roy Jones Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Phoenix, Arizona, an all-action, exciting two-division champion of the world, known as the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight.
An open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
Todd, it's one of my favorite venues.
All right.
You can't get a...
These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Beautiful counter shot. A big whiff with the right hook. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Not a lot of defense here at all. Well, I hope you brought your sunglasses because we're fighting outside, and what a main event this should be.
So, Todd, let me explain to you. You're outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fan that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fighting. Fight on fight.
A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That counter punch caught him clean. They exchange punches. The straight right just misses. Punch, counter punch. That jab doesn't score. Nice slip to avoid the jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Wow, you know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on.
Here we go for round 2. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Through the left uppercut, but it misses. Nice counter. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
There's a counter shot. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A swing and a miss with the left hook. couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about David Benavidez in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Now listen, kid.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. Feel good? Good man.
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing?
Here we go in round 3. Who's gonna land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Beautiful counter punch. Good defense to block the hook. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punch. Miss with that jab. Two were made for each other. And that left hook doesn't find its target. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance.
Back at it in round 4. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That hook doesn't score. Seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about David Benavidez in that last round? They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Good, man. Good.
Oh, what was that? What are you doing? Come on, you're switching on.
On in the power shots. Good work. Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away.
And there's the bell for round 5. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. They have no respect for each other's punching power. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Catch and shoot. The straight right just misses. Nobody home with that hook. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. Let's start the 6th. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You could tell who it is.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Good counter punching. And he scores with the counter. Well done with that counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about David Benavidez in that last round.
Big breath. Big breath. Calm yourself down.
Here comes round 7. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's gonna pop you off.
Timing beats speed, speed beats power. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. And right back into the fray.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter shot. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter shot. He misses with that straight left. Oh, what a punch. A perfect counter shot. How about that time counter shot? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round. And there's the bell for round 8. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A perfect counter lands. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter shot lands. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they went out of steam.
David Benavidez might be ready to go. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter punch. What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights? That jab misses. Nice counter shot. A bit of a surprise. It ends in a draw.
A draw? Ooh, listen to that crowd. Nobody's happy with that. Why? Because the build-up was ridiculous. The things that were said were ridiculous. But these two fighters were evenly matched.